All right, kids, this is it. Good morning. My name is Bill, and you are watching Bill's Box of Sound. This is a tilted video. Let's get you straightened out here. Guerrilla video at its finest. Anyway, just got done with the first round of clearing the latest version of the snow storm of the century here in the Cleveland area, Cleveland, Ohio, that is. And and it's going to keep, it's right now it's about 11:30, 11:40 a.m. It's supposed to snow all day today and go through to the night time. And it's getting crazy out there. So I thought I'd very quickly, not so quickly, do this video that I've been planning on doing. Let me dim the lights a little bit because it's just putting too many shadows on my face. And there, the light's adjusted. Okay, what's this video about? It is, it's about Frank Zappa. Any surprise, kids? Bill doing another video about Frank Zappa. Anyway, one day I had an idea. I wanted to buy a Judas Priest album. And I already had a few of them, but I'm not a big Judas Priest fan. And I wanted to pick a good Judas Priest album. So I went to my buddy YouTube and asked YouTube the question, what's the best Judas Priest album to buy? And I watched about 10 or 12 videos. Let's see, do I still have the notes here? Or might have them in this book here. I take lots of notes. Let's see if I can find it. Ta-da, buddy. Ta-da, ta-da. Was that it? Nope, that's strategic. Let's see. Well, anyway, I just started watching videos of people ranking all the Judas Priest albums from worst to best. And it was interesting because everybody had a different opinion as to what were the best Judas Priest albums. So I started writing them down, and I watched about 10 or 12 different videos of people ranking all of the Judas Priest albums. I think there's about 17 of them, from worst to best, or from least good to most good. And I used that to decide what Judas Priest album I was going to buy next. And that album ended up being Painkiller, which was pretty damn good. So anyway, the other night on my Facebook feed, in one of my Zappa groups that I subscribe to, I saw somebody post a video that said my top 10 Frank Zappa albums. So I watched it and it was interesting. And I thought, you know what? People do post these best of worst to best ranking videos all the time. What is the consensus? So I started doing the same thing. But Zappa's got over 60 albums that were put out during his lifetime. And now the number of official releases is up to 120. With 121, all the Fillmore 1971 stuff's about to come out in less than 2 months. By the way, love and support to the Weber family. Jerry Weber, the proprietor of Jerry's Records in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And the store is still there. Jerry sold it a few years ago. But Jerry Weber died just a few days ago, leaving a big void for record collectors around Pennsylvania, Ohio. No matter how far you trekked to get to Jerry's Records, it was worth the venture. And I bought a lot of records from Jerry's over the years. So, rest in peace, Jerry. We'll miss you. So I'm wearing this. I'm going to retire this shirt after today. Anyway, back to what I was doing. So I started watching all of these videos of people's top 10 or top 15 Frank Zappa albums. And I thought, you know what? If I tabulated all of these, what would indeed be the best top 10 albums? And with Frank Zappa having over 60 albums available, not everybody picked the same 10. I ended up with about 36 different albums on the list as to what people thought their top 10 Frank Zappa albums were. So I developed a mathematical system to take their ratings and then show what were the top 10 albums. The thing ended up being so cool that I ended up compiling a top 15 of best Frank Zappa albums as rated by fans around the world. Like, 2 of these folks were Brits. There was definitely one Canadian, and I think most of the rest were American. I'm not too sure. We may have had some people from international that just spoke very good English. But let me get my list up here. And nope, that's not the right list. Where is my list? There we go. All right. I'm going to show you the top 15 albums as voted on by Zappa fans around the world. I think this would be a very good list for if you are thinking of buying a Zappa album, but you don't know which one to get. If you already have these 15, then you're on your own. But these are the top 15 as voted by about 10 different fans from around the world, picked completely at random by what popped up on my YouTube feed. I mean, if your name is here, hi, hope you're a subscriber. And if you like this video, hit like and subscribe, and thanks a lot. But I had, let's see, Andy Edwards, classic album review, Gary of the Elysiums, The Opinionated Hippie, The Sea of Tranquility, Pop Culture, Traco Turtle, T Zappa, Glenn K, let's see, Something of Sound. I was just scribbling these things out. So those are the folks that I watched, and wildly different decisions as to what are the best Zappa albums. Anyway, let's start at number 15. I'll just grab these out as they are. Let's see. I know it's here because I got 2 copies of it. Here we are. Number 15 is Ship Arriving Too Late to Save a Drowning Witch. This is the album that's got Valley Girl on it. And it's also got Drowning Witch and Envelopes with unbelievable guitar solo. I Come From Nowhere is on this, which is just a nihilistically unbelievable tune with Roy Estrada doing his Pachuco Sprech Gang type of endless singing. I believe it's Scott Tunis just knocking the hell out of the bass. Yep. But then again, there's 3 different bass players on this album. Scott Tunis, Arthur Barrow, and Patrick O'Hearn. But yeah, from 1982. Ship Arriving Too Late to Save a Drowning Witch. Number 15 in the list. Let's see. Oh, actually, there was a tie for number 15. It was tied with Shut Up and Play Your Guitar. Now this is the 3-record set version. When you buy it on CD, it's a 2 CD set. This is all instrumental, solos recorded from Frank Zappa's live songs and a couple of studio tracks. This was at a tie with Ship Arriving Too Late to Save a Drowning Witch for number 15. I mean, it was very hard to differentiate as to why there was a tie, but just trust me on this one, okay? All right. So, after those two, number 14, we go way back early in the catalog. And we show you absolutely free. Yes, the second Mother's album, which is quite the tour de force as far as social commentary, quotes from classical composers, and wonderful artwork. This artwork on the cover was done by Frank himself, and then once he found Cal Schenkel to do artwork, Frank had found his album cover soulmate. And Cal Schenkel is still designing and doing wonderful artwork to this day. But Status Back Baby, Susie Cream Cheese, America Drinks, I can sing the song, Time to Go Home, Ashes on the Phone, Brown Shoes Don't Make It, Plastic People, Colony Vegetable. That's on this album. Number 14. Absolutely free, 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 free. Number 13. And we're getting into the big band Frank here. The Grand Wazoo. Yes, indeed. This was done in 1972. Frank was limited to working from a wheelchair because of the injury he had gotten at the end of the Rainbow concert, which is going to be coming out on vinyl and in a boxed set in March 2022. I'm kind of surprised that Waka Jawaka, the other album that came out during this time, did not make it to this list. Let's see, was it close though? Let's see, Waka Jawaka. It was a few down, yeah, but let's see. 2 people out of the 10 that I surveyed picked Waka Jawaka as one of the top 10s. Both had picked it as number 9, but Grand Wazoo was number 10, number 9, number 4, and number 6 on on several people's list. But as far as the top 15, Grand Wazoo made it to number 13. Let's go to number 12, shall we? Oh, this is an interesting one. Another 3-record set, but this is very hard to find on vinyl, but it is readily available on CD. You can't do that on stage anymore. Volume 2, the Helsinki concert, actually compiled from 3 different concerts in Helsinki, Finland. And this was, let's just open up the box. Look at the liner notes and everything else. But yeah, the date that's on here says September 22nd, 1974. It wasn't just that date. Man, started a video and I don't have my my glass of water here, so I'm getting cotton mouth. But some Zappa fans don't like this album because the bass drum sound, since there was problems with it on the tape, Frank replaced it with a synthesized bass drum sound. And a lot of people say, once you know that that bass drum sound is not real, you hear it all the time and it spoils your listening of this album. But this is still pretty damn good. I mean, we've got Inca Road, Stinkfoot, Village of the Sun, Don't You Ever Wash That Thing, Idiot Bastard Son, Cheatness, Approximate, the extended Dupree's Paradise, Montana, and Big Swifty. So that is number 12. Number 11 is a tasty little sucker. God, this is a tasty little sucker. Yeah. Burnt weenie sandwich. Now see, very similar artwork style to Absolutely Free, but this is done by Cal Schenkel. So this proves what I said. But anyway, burnt weenie sandwich. Wow, instrumental, some vocals, unbelievable musicianship and solos in this one. This album was put together from stuff that was left over after the Hot Rat sessions, and it was released. Let's see, yeah, released just before 200 Motels in the chronology. But yeah, if you dig the instrumental side and like a little bit of doo-wop to start you and finish you off for the day, burnt weenie sandwich is your jam. And that is number 11. Now, here we go for the top 10 Frank Zappa albums as rated by you folks out there. Yes. For a very long time, this was my favorite Zappa album of all. Roxy and Elsewhere. And let's see, in the ratings that I compiled, let's see, one guy rated this as number 1, another person rated it as number 2, another person rated it as number 8. But this is very high up. This is a live album compiled from all the Roxy concerts, as well as a couple of extra concerts in Pennsylvania and in Chicago. Just a wonderful album of compositions. This is the first appearance of a lot of different compositions. Penguin in Bondage, Pygmy Twilight, Village of the Sun, A Kid in His Arf, Cheapness, and the Bebop Tango on side 4. Oh my God, what a great album. And if you are familiar with this album already and you want to hear more and more and more and more and more, I would go for the Roxy Performances boxed set. And sorry about the glare, but oh my God, this is a wonderful album and one of my favorite pictures of Frank playing the guitar. I just love this photograph. That is number 10. And now, number 9, another big favorite with Zappa fans worldwide. Sheik Your Booty. So this is my original promo copy that came out in 1977 or 78, I think. The first release on Zappa Records. Check out that sticker. Audition before airplay, because there's naughty words on it. But this has a nice cross-section of vocal and instrumental stuff that all runs together. I don't have to tell you, this is one of Frank Zappa's most popular albums. Sheik Your Booty, a 2-record set, a single CD. The most recent release of this on CD, which is remastered by, I believe, Bob Ludwig. Very good sounding version. That is number 9. And now for number 8. Do you know what you are? You are what you is. You is what you am. A cow don't make ham. Yes, you are what you is. That's strange. Sheik Your Booty was one of the first releases on the Zappa Records label. This is one of the first releases on the Barking Pumpkin label, but this came out after Tinseltown Rebellion, which was the first. Lot of short songs on this, but the whole album flows together as one continuous thing, even though there's just so many songs on here, and great songs. Doreen, Goblin Girl, Sinister Footwear, Society Pages, Beauty Knows No Pain, Charlie's Enormous Mouth, Any Downers, Conehead, Mud Club, The Meek Shall Inherit Nothing, Dumb All Over, one of the best rap songs ever written. Heavenly Bank Account, Suicide Chump, and then Jumbo Go Away, which the second half of that song can only be played by a handful of people on this planet. Man, this is a very underrated album and a very good Zappa album if you're interested in widening your Zappa palette a little bit. That is number 8 in the top 10 Zappa albums. Now going to number 7. Now this is no surprise because another one of the most popular Zappa albums ever, and this is the quadraphonic copy. I've got the stereo and the quadraphonic copies of Overnight Sensation. Yeah, this is the album with Dynamo Hum on it. This is one of the first Zappa records I ever heard a song from, but not the very first one I ever bought. But this got a lot of play on FM radio back in the mid-70s. It's also got Camarillo Brillo and Zombie Wolf and Dirty Love and 50/50 and, of course, Montana. Great guitar solos, just great tunes, great playing. That's Overnight Sensation. Now, that one is number 7, and number 6 is the one that came out right after this. It's FZ and apostrophe right here. Don't Eat the Yellow Snow is on this. Very popular. This is the only Frank Zappa album ever to crack the top 10 albums in the US of A. And when it did do that, Frank hired a marching band to march past the Warner Brothers headquarters to thank them, saying that you're okay in my booklet. And then, of course, Warner Brothers screwed him over in the years to come, but that's another story altogether. But that right there, that's number 6. We're down to the top 5. You have to pull out both covers on this one. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. This is the album as it originally looked, and this is how it looks today. We're Only in It for the Money by the Mothers. Hello, can you hear me? And whoa, sheesh, dropping them all over the place, but not damaging them. And hello, folks. The Sgt. Pepper parody cover, fantastic social commentary. This is the 3rd album. Yeah, this one came out after Absolutely Free. Great tunes on this. Who Needs the Peace Corps, Mom and Dad, Flower Punk, which is a a great parody of Hey Joe. What's the Ugliest Part of Your Body, Let's Make the Water Turn Black, Idiot Bastard Son, Mother People, The Chrome-Plated Megaphone of Destiny, for those of you who are interested in abstract music and music concrete or concrete. Luscious stuff here. So we are Only in It for the Money. That is Zappa release number 4, and it is also number 5 on our top 10. So let's go to 4, shall we? Let's see. It's Thingfish. No, it's not. Sorry about that. The very first album, Freak Out, a breakthrough album in rock and roll history. One of the first double albums in rock and roll history. And great tunes. It's got Hungry Freaks Daddy, You Didn't Try to Call Me, It Can't Happen Here, Help I'm a Rock, which I always thought was a goof on Paul Simon's I Am a Rock. And the very first Mothers album, the first official big label exposure of Frank Zappa to the record buying public. That is number 4. We're down to the top 3. And they're a little obvious. We start with the third one that's a 3-record set. Joe's Garage. This is number 3. A 3-act opera with great songs. You know what they are. And strange, nobody's ever said anything about this being blackface. It's kind of strange, but anybody who knows Zappa knows that Zappa was very racially equal. He's always had people of all races in his bands, and just, you know, he shared the love with a lot of people. And great tunes on this Wet T-shirt night. Joe's Garage, Catholic Girls, Why Does It Hurt When I Pee, Outside Now. Wonderful guitar solos that were taken from live tracks and spliced into these studio tracks. Just great playing, great stuff all around. But yeah, getting back to that that question of equality and the way Frank Zappa handled things is that he never discriminated by people, but he was quick to point out that all different types of people, all different sexes, all sorts of races, all sorts of nationalities, all sorts of sexual preferences, they all do stupid things. Frank made no reservations about pointing out that there's a lot of stupidity in the human race. But thankfully, he made a lot of wonderful music. Number 3, Joe's Garage. Number 2. I really should buy a remastered copy of this, but I still have my original of One Size Fits All. This is one hard rockin' album with a lot of great playing on it from George Duke, Ruth Underwood, Chester Thompson, the Fowlers, the original exposure of Inca Roads. It's got Sofa, Pojama People, Florentine Pogan, San Bernardino, and Andy. Just a great album, hilarious cover. If you read all the little bits and pieces on here. One Size Fits All. Number 2. And that only makes it obvious as to what the number 1 Frank Zappa album is from fans all around the world. Yes, it's Hot Rats. I mean, on this list, how many people? We had 2 people give it number 1, 2 people give it number 2. We had a 3, a 5, 2 5s, and a 6. And there were only 2 people in this entire survey that did not rate this in their top 10. But Hot Rats is an almost all-instrumental album. You got the one song with Captain Beefheart. You know it, you love it, you can't live without it. If you don't have this Frank Zappa album, what's wrong? But yeah, that's it. I've got at least 4 copies of this album. Including, if you're already a big fan of the Hot Rats album and you want more, you must get the 6 CD set, the Hot Rats Sessions. It's only available on CD, not available on a record, at least not officially anyway. I'll bet you some crackpot is trying to put this out in a huge vinyl box. It's kind of defeating the purpose, but you know, CD is the best format for this kind of exploratory surgery on an album. So that's number 1. Ugh. And this is one ridiculously long video. Holy crap. 1/2 an hour. I had a great time. I hope you did too. If you're experiencing inclement weather, please stay safe and warm or cooler. Just comfortable, all right? And thanks for watching. If you don't subscribe already, please subscribe. And thank you for watching.